Thanks for tuning in, and a warm welcome to What's Up's first podcast ever. If you don't know what What's Up is, long story short, we are Western Sydney University's student publication, basically a student newspaper, and we'd love to hear and share the voices of our student community. If you want to know more about What's Up, follow us on @WhatsUpNews for Instagram and Facebook, and you can search us up on Western Life or visit the website at www.whatsupnews.com.au. On to the speakers.
But anyway, let's introduce ourselves. So we've got...
I'm Sarah. I'm currently the Director of Student Publications. I am an executive of 8 student clubs and spend way too much caring about student rights rather than doing my uni work.
Lovely. And we've got...
My name is, hello everyone, first and foremost. My name is Bayan Sohaili. I currently study International Relations, Social Science, and Bachelor of Applied Leadership and Critical Thinking. I also graduated with a forensic degree last year, so I have been here for a very long time. I've been involved in the Student Voice as Hawkesbury Council Collective. I believe that's what it was called.
That's
way back
old.
when. Old, very old. I was the ethnocultural officer for about a year and a half until they made my position redundant. Oh well. But yeah, happy to be here.
All right, and you?
Wow, I feel like I'm not talking anymore. This is like, wow. I'm just like in my first year. My name is Bakar Mohammed. I'm doing a Bachelor of Social Science with a major in Psych. Before this, I was doing nursing, so I completed my diploma in nursing, transitioned to my bachelor's, but then I stopped. I'm not as involved with as many projects as you guys, but we'll see how we go.
And I'm Talia Dobson. I Bachelor of Creative Industries, lovingly cat lady, and studying journalism. Just want to have a go at this and see how it goes. Back on campus. So, how's everyone been since we've been back?
All my classes are online and I come to campus solely to socialise.
What about you guys?
Start us off. I feel like I don't mean to go over you. It's been a bit of a challenge. I feel like as if I enjoyed online learning, simply because I do live out in Schofield, and it might not seem like a bit of a track, but considering I used to live in Parramatta, now it's like a bit of a track on the train. So online learning was kind of beneficial for me, but I understand going to campus, got to socialise, got to have, do the things with the academy, do the things with Lead, with the mates. You can't just stay in your room like a hermit.
Introverts would disagree.
No, I'm an introvert, which is why it's like, got to get myself out there. Can't.
That's why we get ourselves involved.
Yeah, exactly. But once I get my sleeping pattern on point with online classes and everything else, it should be good.
Nice. What about you?
Campus has been awesome. Like, since I started last year, I started initially online. Maybe the first 3 weeks were on campus, but then that's about all I had with the campus life.
I think it was like week 3 of the autumn semester was everything like, all right, everybody shut down, can't come in, everyone's going to get sick.
Pretty much. But not much changed for me. So I had a habit of whenever I wasn't working, I'd just go to campus to study. And as restricted as that was, I'd just be here, the only car in the car park, the only guy in the library. But I'd make the most of it. Like I tend to spend pretty much all day here on days I'm not working. So I'd be here like usually around 8 a.m. I'd leave it around 8 p.m. And then that'd probably be like 4 or 5 days. And when people are here, it's so good. It was like, wow. I think beginning of, what month are we in? We're in April. I think it was beginning of March, and I seen people. I'm like, whoa, there's actual people on campus, because I haven't been exposed to that scenery yet. So I actually met a lot of people so far. I'll just be studying, and then I'll see a guy next to me, and then we'll just have a chat. And I've connected with so many people just by similar studies, or just we see each other regularly. But yeah, on campus has been so good. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah, I found with, obviously, online campus, one, I'm more likely to get distracted because, again, cats. And then just, obviously, the temptation to just go to sleep and come up with and email your lecturer with a BS excuse of, family emergency, I got gastro, just anything like that was just too high. Whereas, coming back to campus, you're like, oh, God, I actually have to go. Yes, get up. And after you get past that initial trying to wake up, oh, my God, I hate my life stage, you're like, oh, yeah, I get to travel. I'm going to go see some people. I'm going to go get some coffee because I can't be bothered to make my own coffee at home. The only downside is now I actually have to get dressed and I can't just bum around in my pajamas or bed hair and stuff. That's my only downside.
I think one of the main issues with university going online last year with COVID is the mental toll it took on students, especially for students that were regional or even students at the villages, as like events were cancelled, everyone's isolated in their rooms, and majority of the aspect of student engagement fell down a rabbit hole, and the university tried to use a blanket solution of like online events when we already were experiencing online fatigue. And the issue with that, like last year, the SRC had a No Student Left Behind campaign. They provided data and stuff for students who weren't near campus or couldn't afford it at home, especially for students who were first in their family to attend uni or like socioeconomic disadvantaged. But the university itself has been online for a few years, and the reason why students were left behind so much last year is because the online learning hasn't been updated in over a decade. And if the university was on top of that, we wouldn't have as many students still behind and still catching up at the moment. Though I personally did prefer the fact that the shuttle buses were like nearly empty and there was like no waiting queue and there was like no cars or anything in the parking grounds at Parramatta South, where there's typically not enough spaces for students who hold parking permits, and you can like skate around and stuff, and the concrete's great for that. But the transition to back on campus, while it's great now, there hasn't actually been a transfer process. Events are still held on Western Life, even though we have nearly 5,000 students a day back on Paris South campus. And the integration back on campus is essentially you can only come if you have class, there's no events, maybe the clubs are doing something, but other than that, your mental health and well-being while you study is in your own hands, and we're not taking any responsibility for that.
Yeah, there's no incentive to come back to campus other than the fact that, you know, you got to go to class and you might see some mates and, you know, there's just not enough. Alright, next one, latest entertainment stuff. So, like, I don't know, best streaming sites to watch, or, you know, TikTok trends, or, you know, entertainment, guys. Entertain me. Entertain the listeners that we will have eventually when we...
Have you listened to Montero?
No.
Lil Nas X?
No.
Music video, something else. Something, I think it reached like number one trending in like 24 hours or something like that. The music video is really good.
Yeah.
Kind of satanic almost.
I mean, look, after the chilling adventures of Sabrina, fucking everything's satanic now.
Yeah, but it's a really good song. I was listening to it on my way to uni. I just couldn't. I think I was literally listening to it so loud that I was annoying everyone because it was on repeat constantly.
I'm like that at the moment with Technicolor by Monte, because do any of you follow Eurovision?
Yes.
So, because Australia gets like we get a pass into Eurovision, even though we're not part of. Look, Israel's the exact same. It's only because something like the broadcasting network that we use here for the Eurovision or something like that brings in so many Australian viewers that we were given, I think it was back in 2015, we were given an invitation, and Guy Sebastian did it, and they were like, oh, you were so great, let's do it again. I don't remember what his was, because we came second in 2016 with Danny M. That was a good one. Did pretty badly with Isaiah Firebrand in 2017. Jessica Malboy did 2018, and then Katie Heidi Miller did a really good one back in 2019. And Monte was supposed to do one obviously last year, and her original piece was Don't Break Me, which is also another good one, but obviously that got cancelled. So they had people who were obviously elected last year to compete last year, got to redo it again this year, obviously just do a different song. And so she's done Technicolor, and she performed that. It's a really good song, I highly recommend. She performed that live at the Mardi Gras this year. It's one of those songs that you gotta have to listen like once or twice, and then really get stuck in your head, and then you're belting it out in your shower and whatnot. But yeah. Or have you guys catched the Marvel TV shows of like WandaVision and what's the newest one, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I'm not one to like binge watch on TikTok or anything, but the amount of reviews on WandaVision, the ending is so sad. Essentially, like, no spoilers, but like everyone has a happy ending except for Wanda, and she has to see the person she loves die twice. And that's not spoiling it. I didn't say who she loved, so it's not spoiling it.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to get Sarah.
But yeah, Yeah, essentially there's a lot of new series, like even Bridgerton during COVID was like one thing, and then they've announced a new series, and The Duke isn't going to be rerunning, and...
Yeah, I saw that article. I don't know why, because I didn't go past it, because I never watched Bridgerton, so I was like, oh, that guy's not in it. Okay, that's nice.
It's probably if you follow Netflix on Facebook, because they've been promoting the shit out of that season.
Ah.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, he's not going to be here. However, the girl is. I don't know. Daphne, there we go. She's going to still be in it. So they're like, oh, you know, Lady Whistledown is still giving updates on the next series. It's kind of like how The Witch is meant to be out sometime this year, which I really want to see because, like, the books were great, the game is great. I want another series of The Witcher, and they're just like, it keeps getting delayed. Oh, but it's in filming, but it's being delayed. But we're still filming.
Well, it just ended the filming from what I saw. Someone I follow on Facebook, an old co-worker of mine, I know Donaghy's, because he's big into The Witcher too, and also Henry, God, I can never pronounce this. Oh God, he has a man crush. He's like, he and his partner like, look, we have hall passes and he's mine. Don't you want a woman? No, I want him. Yeah, he posted. Yeah, no, and he posted that on Facebook. So, oh, that's nice. You know, I've played the games. I never read the books, but I'm just not really interested in the show. Like maybe if I've nothing else to watch, then maybe. But other than that, nah. But no, I like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier one now too. Like it's just seeing like the whole, like with Bucky and Sam and dude, oh the guy who's the new second Captain America. I want to punch him in the face so much. No, like no. Not only is the character just so awful. Not as in like, oh my god, it's poorly written. As in like, no, it's written well enough that I hate like Lena Headey with Cersei. Back in Game of Thrones, people would approach her on the street and be like, "You're horrible," and she would take it as a compliment. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing my job so great," you know. Yes, people call me a bitch. You know, this is great. No. When you look at it, like, and I said to some girls in Jono yesterday, I was like, you look at like you compare the two. You look at Steve Rogers. He's like, the top tier brand of something, and then you looked at this other guy. He's like a cheap, like knockoff European trying hard copy of it, and it's just like, eh.
We have Captain America at home.
You got Captain America International, and you got Captain America home brand.
I know. Have you seen the new the new trailer for Suicide Squad?
Yes, it actually looks
good. Okay. Unpopular opinion, whatever it might be, I couldn't get into it. So here's the thing, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I still haven't gotten over Tobey Maguire as he's the greatest Spider-Man in my opinion. Okay, yeah. I know a lot of people, even like people who might be listening might disagree with me, but Tobey Maguire, we got, who's the original Batman? Not the original, but...
I'm thinking of the game right now, so I can't think of names. I've just played like the entire DC.
Christian Bale.
There you go.
Christian Bale as Batman, legendary. And then
you got like Heath... What is it?
Heath Ledger
as Joker.
As the original Joker. I was raised on that, and I can't watching even the new Suicide Squad, and it's just like I can't get into it. It's not the same to me, but to other people, if like fanatics and read the comic books and stuff.
I mean, some people could have said that. People said the same thing about Aladdin when it was first announced that Will Smith was in it, and you got die-hard 90s kids and who grew up with Robin Williams' voice. You can't replace that genie, and it's Will Smith, and there's a lot of pressure on Will Smith to do be better than that, but then he ended up doing it in his own style. And it's might be the same thing. It's just a different style. Alright, rest of the world, any latest news that you guys want to discuss about, the travel bubble between New Zealand and Australia, because...
Oh my gosh, 7 News promoted the shit out of that yesterday. You see it on 9 News, and then there's 7 News, 7 News Sunrise, 7 News Facebook, and everyone's just like, you can travel now! Australians captive in isolation can finally expand their horizons. And it's
New Zealand, yeah!
Yeah, and then you have, the other take on it, which is, Queensland, tourism, yeah, we want so many people to come here, and, we can have, 300,000 people come, for the first time in, a whole year, and maybe we might be okay, even though, everyone's, condemned the Barrier Reef for being, neglected, and now that's out of the question for tourism, so now we have to promote everything else in Queensland. And everyone else is like, but we want to go to New Zealand. We don't want them to come there. We would just want to go to New Zealand. We want to go to Dunedin and see the mountains and nature. Screw Queensland.
you just saying about the whole, we can't do the Great Barrier Reef for, tourism in Queensland. I can just picture, that John Travolta meme was just he's looking around alright, well,
what are you doing?
You've got the Gold Coast, that's it. And, what else can you do in Brisbane?
Well, we could start by switching prime ministers.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy, this got political real quick.
Look,
This is my realm.
Look, we can have an observational. I think it's okay. It's not getting too deep, but, like, at this point, I loved how the fact that we haven't had a stable Prime Minister that actually lasted the full term since John Howard back in 2007.
I came under his administration, so my family are refugees,
Yeah.
and the only prime minister that was ran his full term was him, and then ever since then, it's just been like instability after instability.
Although I do love every time there's a leadership spill or a takeover, the memes just come out, and I feel like that's the essential.
It's just free marketing for politicians. They should hire us.
It's beautiful. Like, I love that Australian, and I just love that Australian spirit. Like, yeah, happens. We've had tragedies. In come the memes. Like, oh god, during the bushfires, obviously it's tragic, and it obviously shouldn't have happened, and other stuff too. But then you got like people passing around that old meme, like cyclones, heat waves, blah blah blah. Australia, it's starting to look like Christmas. All right, so we were talking about earlier before we recorded. Totally missed this prime opportunity. Best uni campuses to go to, and like the pros and cons.
Alright, so I personally have been to every single campus except Hawkesbury, mainly because Hawkesbury is known for its lovely, cute duck pond and scenery, however, is completely inaccessible and also in the middle of nowhere and the cows go moo. Blaxland is, it's more like a village, but they have a helicopter pad and it's kind of cool and also in the middle of nowhere.
Why do they have a helicopter pad?
I think it's because it's a partnership with like the hospital or something, like for emergency reasons. I mean, you could argue that Kingswood Library has a helicopter pad on top, but no one knows about it because only staff are allowed on level 5. But who knows?
Apparently, people now.
Maybe Barney Glover has a special fundraiser and he wants to make a big statement, like, "Look at me supporting students with a fancy helicopter."
That they'll never know about.
Yeah, exactly. It might not even exist. Maybe it's just to look flashy in satellite images.
Just an urban legend.
Yeah. What else do we have? Liverpool campus is pretty cool. Has the staircase that looks like an exact replica of UNSW. We have Bankstown, which has a decent chessboard and not so bad library. Campbelltown is great for accessibility, however it takes forever to get there and it's usually isolated. Para South is definitely the best, probably on the same playing field as Kingswood. Para South is unorganised in terms of building numbers, letters, but Kingswood has a 5-level library, so that's definitely the favourite.
Nap pod.
And the nap pods. Para South I think has 1 or 2, but they're pretty stinky. No one wants to use them.
Where the F are they?
They're on the side, so when you walk past the library near down parking 14, you can see them right up against the window. So if you choose to sleep in the library, you've got to keep in mind that all the staff driving past are probably going to be like, "Who's that idiot snoring his head off?" And you don't want to watch people watch you sleep. It's just inappropriate. Like, where's my privacy? The sleep pods don't even shut.
Oh, gee.
Para South is cool, though, because if you walk down the back, we literally have the walk, and you can go up to Parramatta River, or if you go down the left, you can go down the cycling track. So that's always great. And we have actual good lighting on campus at night time. Kingswood is not too bad, but it's pretty defined to buildings. Yeah. Oh, we also have Westmead campus, but I think that's for research. Yeah, we do. They do a lot of projects there and stuff. We also had another one. Oh yeah, we used to have a Lithgow campus, which is basically now storage. It used to be for nursing apparently, but they just stopped using it.
And they move all the nursing stuff here?
Yeah, they moved the nursing stuff between here and Liverpool.
Oh.
So pretty much Para South and Kingswood offer the same range of degrees.
Yeah.
Liverpool's typically nursing and social work. Campbelltown and Bankstown are pretty much everything as well. Yeah, pretty much. One thing I would like to point out, though, is Hawkesbury is typically the least enjoyed campus. However, you can definitely tell the little amount students care about it because their student village at Hawkesbury, you can have a studio apartment at their student village, and it's the same cost as living at Para North Village for a 6-bedroom apartment. But you can have a studio apartment in Hawkesbury for the same price. That's how little students are out there. You could have a whole studio apartment to yourself. However, you would need a car and everything else because it's essentially in the middle of nowhere. But if you like to be isolated, it works.
Anyway, we'll end on that topic and on that note, but where can we all find you in terms of social media and stuff like that on campus, Sarah?
Why me first?
I don't know, because I'm pointing to you, and women's first.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm happy with that.
You can get behind that.
If you just look up Sarah Cupid, it's spelled Cupid, C-U-P-I-T-T, you can probably find me easily because I have Insta and Facebook, and if you just find my LinkedIn, it's easy enough to stalk me, but, you know.
And also find you on WhatsApp.
Yep, WhatsApp, yep, I'm on the website, la-di-dee, la-di-da, you know, it works.
The chick who's doing all the TikToks lately.
Yeah, no one stalked my TikTok. I got really crazy during COVID last year and I went viral, so just don't scroll back like a few hundred videos and you'll be great.
How do you pronounce it? What's up?
What's up? Yeah, we rebranded in 2016 and that's what they chose. It used to be Cruisable.
I'm happy.
What?
Yeah, because it used to be University of Western Sydney, so it was UWS, and then the university rebranded in 2016 to Western Sydney University, so then they had to redo the name. And What's Up is the best they could come up with. So it sounds like a very chill back Western Sydney type of publication. So yeah, you'd be like, oh, I work for What's Up, and it's like, what's up what?
What's up with your face? No, anyway, where can we find you?
It's kind of a bit of a strange question. I was thinking about it. I'm like, where can you find me?
Lead program. Oh, you're in the new lead video.
Let's move on. Okay, so here's the thing. So you could probably find me at Parramatta South. That's mostly where I'm based. I do visit the other campuses, whatnot, on my adventures. I normally wear a Dove pin, so if you see me at Parramatta, feel free to come say hello. I promise I don't bite. Yeah, I don't really have socials, so let's move on.
Yeah.
Wow, and where can we find you?
If you come to Para South Campus, 9 out of 10 you probably run into me. Like, I'm always here. I camp here. But especially,
Yeah, your sleeping bag's just under the desk.
Yeah, where were you this morning? I've been here since 7:30. You said you get here at 8. Where were you?
yeah, I was here at 8. I was in the library. I'm always in the library. And yeah, I don't know, what social media account shall I share? I don't know. Maybe just.
You're soon going to be on a YouTube channel for your new podcast.
There you go.
There you go. That's one.
Dude, plug it in.
So I can't really say much because there's no name to it, so you wouldn't be able to find anything.
Aww. And you can find me on WhatsApp as well as Instagram at Talia Dobby. Pretty much the same thing as Facebook and TikTok. So thanks for listening, guys. The music you heard was Kahakai by Scandinavians and Laha, which is a royalty-free music provided by the Audio Library, music for content creators, and royalty-free sound effects were from the YouTube library.